Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I'm quite excited to do this video. This is actually the third time I've tried filming it. I just can't get my head in the game today. So hopefully this will be the final cut. So welcome back. Yeah, so we are going to do a video today on, I'm going to call it the £100 PS2 challenge, okay? So I got my pen, I've written PS3 challenge. You know, this is definitely a PS2 challenge. And what that is, okay, one of the YouTube channels I've subscribed to, so shout out Linda the Gamer Gal. She's done the $100 challenge. And what it is either you or your friend has just bought a new console. So imagine for this video, one of my friends or my imaginary friends has just bought a PlayStation 2 and they've got a £100 budget to spend on new games. What games would I recommend they get, basically? Okay, and it's quite interesting. I'm going to do all my prices are as of, what's the date? 14th of January 2023. I've used CX as my database. So whatever they sell for, because some of the games might not be in stock, and if I go to eBay, they're more rare, they might be silly prices. So if you're wondering where I got my prices from, it's from the CX website. Okay, makes sense? I think that's the fairest way to do it. I was quite shocked though. I've got 11 games. I had 15. I thought that should be. So I basically went in. I grabbed all the games off my shelf. I had to put a few back, and there was 4, which I was quite shocked how much they go in for. One of them was nearly £50. So I didn't want to spend half my budget on one game, basically. Okay. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll talk about my 4. I like to do honourable mentions in every video I ever do. You know. So the game that didn't make the cut that I had to take off, my original list came to just under £175, I think. So I had to take some games off, and it was harder. It is a challenge, mind, I gotta be honest. So, but I really enjoyed it. So I shout out Linda the Gamer Gal. So the £48 game, right, is S&K Arcade Classics Volume 1, Bambino. Basically, if you didn't know, it's a collection of the arcade versions of the S&K classics, and they're like 91 games in there, like King of the Monsters, Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, Samurai Showdowns in there, Shock Troopers, Metal Slug, Magician Lord. It's a fantastic collection. It is, I just looked at it just now, so it's £48 on the PS2. But if you want a cheaper version of it, it's on the PSP as well. I want it on the PSP. I think that would be fantastic to take on holidays. I'm going on holidays the end of next month, so excited. So I'm going to definitely probably take all my handhelds with me this time. But yeah, so I definitely recommend that. £48. You can, I paid nowhere near that. I paid less than 20 for that. It wasn't that long ago. So if you see this in the wild, even if you're a collector, if you've got your collector's cap on, I definitely recommend picking it up. I've had a ton of fun. I've even got the PS2 Neo Geo fight stick, so it's almost as close as I think I'll ever get to the Neo Geo, you know. But I love this, but it's £48. I couldn't put it in my original list because it takes up, it's almost half of my budget gone. Another game I was shocked how much it's gone up in price is Yakuza. Excuse me. It's £20. It's worth 20. Like, I would say that's worth 48. But this is showcases what the PlayStation can do, you know. But I don't know. It's just a hard game to take out because quite a few of the games are still in there around at the 25 plus mark, you know. But yeah, it didn't quite make the cut, you know. So that's Yakuza. I wasn't sure what Mortal Kombat to put in there, right? This is £12 in CX now, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I thought this one, so again, this is a good game. Like, if you're trying to sell your mates on Mortal Kombat, it's got the, like, Mortal Kombat, Mario Kart thing in there. Like if you look there, it's like a kart racing game. It's got a bit of an open world RPG kind of thing in there, if I remember right. But you know, the Mortal Kombat Mario Kart clone is nowhere near as good as the Mario Kart games, but it's bonkers to see the Mortal Kombat characters racing each other in a kart, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was £12, so that had to come out. And I don't know, this one here again, this is definitely it. This is £10. Godzilla Save the Earth. I think this is £20 plus on the Xbox. I'm not sure what the difference is. If anyone knows the difference, let me know in the comments. I should know the difference because I've got both versions of this game. This game's a masterpiece. It's Atari. Yeah, it's made by Atari. Just there. There's a good roster in there. It's really good. Turn your brain off and have some fun. Nice easy controls. How to pull off all the moves and stuff like that. It doesn't take you long to learn the characters and stuff like that, but it's really good fun. That's probably the best Godzilla game that's ever come out, in my opinion. Yeah, that's probably my favourite Godzilla game to come out, in my opinion. Okay. Sorry, I still got a little bit of a cough. I'm nearly 100% better. I plan to go running tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be okay. So they were my honourable mentions. Now then, what I'll do, I'll call out the prices. I've got them written down. I've got my diary here, okay? Or my notepad, rather. I'll call out the prices. The cheapest game is £1. You can get quite a lot of games easily for under a £5 on the PlayStation 2. And my most expensive game was £28, but I couldn't leave this game out. Right, okay, so they're in no particular order. This isn't like a top 11. There's 11 games. It's not like the top 11 games. But I got to be honest, when I thought, right, I'll do it on the PlayStation 2, the first two games I'll do first. The first game I thought of, okay, that I would recommend, when I think Capcom versus SNK 2, but my first, if someone says, what do you think of when you say PS2, that's what I think of, Capcom versus SNK 2. But I think the most famous game, it might have been the most successful game to come out, has to be GTA San Andreas. Currently, this is going for £5. I couldn't do this list for a £5. Do you know what I mean? Hours and hours of gameplay there. Do you know what I mean? This was considered a masterpiece when it first came out. Yeah, so my copy obviously completely in box, baby. It's quite a heavy manual in there. Excuse me. Yes, that was £5. It had to be in the list, okay? And then the second game that I thought it's known for, okay, is Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy X. That's £3. So for £8, look what you're getting for £8. Do you know what I mean? If you haven't got a PS2, go get one. £8. It's not. You're not going to break the bank with some of the games, I suppose, but some you get for £1. I mean, wait till you see the game you get for £1. You know. Yeah. So that is. So I'm on £5. I'm on £8 at the moment. Tekken 5 made the list. This is currently £10. Getting a lot of bang for your buck on every single game in my in my 11 games. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck, you know. This is a really good game, finely polished. They're all finely polished in my opinion. Yeah, the King of Iron Fist tournament returns, Bambino. Yeah, so that made the list. This game, this is a £2 game, 13. This is a fucking messy copy. When I play this, I've got it on the GameCube, I've got it on the Xbox, I've even got the PS4 remaster as well now. But yeah, 50p I paid for that, but it's gone up to £2 now, okay? One amazing game. The graphics age really well. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like a comic. You're in like a 3D comic. It's a really good story. It's a first-person shooter. Loads of cool effects and sound effects and good music as well. Bit of a twist in the story. It's a very, very good story as well. Yeah, strongly recommend that. And that'll only cost you £2. I will add as well, I'm only picking one game per franchise. The next game is King of Fighters 2003. I could have put over half my budget on just the King of Fighters games, you know. But yeah, King of Fighters 2003 is the one that is my favourite on there. I find the controls are nice and tight. The graphics is probably the best looking graphics on the PS2. It should be because it's the latest one, you know, that I've got in my collection. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this game. And if you didn't know, this is going to have a re-release on the PlayStation Store. It hasn't got a release date. It says just announced. I had no idea, but I noticed last night. I was having a little browse. I always do my usual fighting games, and I typed in King of Fighters, and she goes, just announced. In case you didn't know. So I'm definitely going to get that, because this is one of my favourite King of Fighters. It's in my top 5 King of Fighters games of all time. Yeah, so that is £22. What a bargain. That's a masterpiece, that is. I know it's taken up a lot of our budget, but trust me, it's worth it. You know. Oh yeah, this is the game for £1. Wow, what a game for £1. Freedom Fighters. I love this game. Again, I got it on all the 3. I think I had it on the Xbox back in the day. I bought this release day. It says, yeah, from the makers of Hitman 2. And funnily enough, I just finished the night before playing Hitman 2. And I thought, I wonder what other games that game left an impression, as did this. And I was working in Curry's I was like in the stock room. And I opened this box, and these games are in there, and that caught my eye. I thought, oh, brilliant. I looked at the back. I wasn't that blown away by the graphics. They're okay. But this game is very enjoyable even today. I've done an actual, again, plugging my own YouTube channel. I've done a full playthrough of this game on my channel, so go check it out. I think it's in 5 or 6 videos. The only downside to this game is it's very short. You can finish this game in one sitting. Like if you've got a day off or something, and you've got absolutely nothing to do, you can sit down and do it in one playthrough. Normally takes me about 3 or 4 small playthroughs, you know, but it's easy to do in one playthrough. Yeah, what an amazing game that is. Okay, that was £1. The most expensive game now I've picked, but it has to be in there, is Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, because this is almost the perfect fighting game. It's basically, it's a 2D fighter like King of Fighters, but it's got a lot of the Neo Geo all-star characters are in there, okay? Like Terry Bogard. I like the Rock Howard's in there. I think Geese Howard's in there. Yeah, I like Terry Bogard. He's the Garamark of the Wolves version of it as well. This game is pretty close to perfection, so it's worth that 28 quid. Again, this is another game that's absolutely shot up in value. I don't know how, but it's a great game. Maybe they're getting quite hard to get hold of, but trust me, if you ever see that game in the wild, definitely pick it up. I paid, I think, £12 to £14, I think. What's it going for now? Yeah, 28 now. It's worth 28 quid. I would pay 50 quid for that. If new games are going for 50, 60 quid, it's definitely worth that. You know, you get a lot of bang for your buck in that game. Next up is Dead or Alive 2. This is coming in at £2.50. I might have said it before, this is known in the fighting game community. It's based on reviews, average review scores, this is the highest reviewed game of all time. So that tells you need to get that game, basically, okay? Visually, it's a masterpiece. It really shows what the PlayStation 2 was capable of. I think it was a very early release. It might have even been a launch title for the PlayStation 2. And again, what was it? £2.50. Wow, do you know what I mean? Yes, definitely pick that game up, you know. Another game, Soul Calibur 2. How the hell is that £2? Almost the perfect fighting game. It's like a Tekken, but you've got swords. So I much prefer this to all the Tekken games that came out on the PS2. This is up there with my favourite fighting games on the PS2, this is. I agree with that. It is a 10 out of 10 game. You've got Hayachi is the guest character on this version. So if you didn't know, the Xbox, you had Spawn was the guest character, and on the GameCube it was Link from Zelda was the guest character. And depending on what day of the week, I gotta be honest, I grew up with Spawn, so I think he is my favourite guest character of the three. But I really liked what they did. Each console had a special guest character, you know. Hayachi, he's missing a sword really, isn't he? But apparently he was meant to be, I'm not familiar. Cloud off Final Fantasy VII was meant to be in it. Now that would have been a perfect fit. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for £2, I can't believe it. The Soul Calibur games always go cheap, but they're brilliant games. I don't ever sleep on a Soul Calibur game, guys. Right, now then, I'm not cheating, but the version I've got is the more expensive version, right? The next game is £4 for, I paid £3, but CX is selling Devil May Cry 3 for £4. But this version that I'm holding up, those eagle-eyed viewers, if anyone's going to watch this video, this is currently going for £8. So I had a bargain there. But it's the special edition. But because I had to get it under that £100, very good challenge. I'm going to talk about the normal version, okay? I was quite conscious. I didn't want to just do fighting games because not everyone's into fighting games. But these are probably the best games for under £100 that I've got in my collection. This is considered the favourite, I think. I prefer Devil May Cry 5, I've got to be honest. Probably then this one. Yeah, this is probably my second favourite. Maybe then the first one. Not really sure what my top three are. Visually brilliant, really fast, really bonkers gameplay, over the top, really stylish gameplay, you know. Yeah, definitely recommend. Everybody recommends Devil May Cry, don't they? Yeah, big fan of that series. I haven't played that game for Donkey Kong years, you know. But yeah, that is £4. But if you do see the special edition, I think where I bought this in Retro Stash in Port Talbot. I don't think he realises which. I haven't had it long. I don't think he realises. He must have. I think he bases his prices on CX, and I think he just put in Devil May Cry 3, and it came up as £4. So I'll sell it for £3. But he's got the special edition, which is selling for £8. So his loss, my gain, baby. And the final game is Capcom versus SNK 2. And this is the original. I say it all the time. This is the original version that I had. My original copy from back in the day. Look how cheap I had it for. 4 for £20. Wow. It sells for £20 now. That's still, in today's climate, it's definitely worth £20. I'm very fortunate. I've got the trilogy. I've got the Xbox version, the GameCube version, and the PlayStation 2 version. This is the version that I grew up with. A little bit more tricky to control, but yeah, I love this game so much. You know, this is in my top 3 fighting games of all time. It's very high in my top 10 games of all time as well. So it's probably my top 5 games of all time, not just fighting games of all time, you know. So that'll cost you £20. So just a quick recap then. We've got GTA San Andreas is a £5. Final Fantasy X is £3. Tekken 5 is £10. 13 is £2. King of Fighters 2003, £22. Freedom Fighters, £1. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, £28. Dead or Alive 2, £2.50. Wow. Do you know what I mean? You can get, and Soul Calibur, £2. You can get Dead or Alive 2 and Soul Calibur 2 for less than a £5. What? Devil May Cry 3. So the normal version is £4. And Capcom vs SNK 2 is £20. And beep boop, that is £99.50, so an extra 50 pence. You might pick up like a Killzone or something like that for 50p. But yeah, what did you think? What games I'd love it if someone's out there now goes, hey, I'm about to buy a PS2 and I'm going to buy those games. That'd make my day, that would. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, you know, making this video. I like to do my research and stuff, and it got me thinking, and it shows how much games are going up in price. I think 1 or 2 of my games is like, I'm talking £1 or 50p cheaper than what I paid. But the majority of them are flying up in price, you know. So if I'm with my collectors, or if I'm a businessman buying to sell, which isn't what I'm all about. Yeah, it's nice to know though that the games are increasing in value, not just going down. Imagine they're all like £1 now. But yeah, I really enjoyed that video. Let me know, what did you think? What would your try it. Any other YouTubers, try it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, let me know, what's your top 3 games on the PS2 then? And how much are they? If you're across the pond in the United States, how do our prices compare to your prices, you know? Yeah, I'll cut it off there. Thank you very much for watching. Please Hadouken that subscribe button. You make an old man very happy. As always, love you, bye.